Ian. I made it.
Hey, Ian.
Someone come let me in.
No can do, bud. We don't know if you've been turned into a zombie.
Yeah, that's good.
Huh?
Have you been bitten by a zombie?
I can't hear you. There's all this traffic. Who would have thought there would be so much traffic?
The Cheshire Zombie was a really fun piece. I think it did a great job of, making, an apocalyptic piece funny, but still keeping the, suspense there, not going full Shawn of the Dead with it. I think, it's a really easy format to go a little bit crazy with it. And I think you kept it pretty realistic as a zombie comedy can get. I think it was a lot of fun to watch. I think it had great pacing. I think it had some great stunts. I think the stunt at the end with the car was a lot of fun. It was really silly, but also performed really, really well. I think the pacing was great. You set the tone really well and kept up with it and continued it throughout the piece, so that everything flowed together really smoothly and well. So I really want to commend you for that, and say really, really well done overall.
So this was a fun piece, and it's always good when you can find humor in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. So, but yeah. I mean, it starts off kind of serious. These guys are running. You're thinking it's going to be a serious piece, but then we end up finding some humor. The argument with the guy at the end, very funny. So yeah, the actors all did a really nice job of kind of portraying the intensity, but yet kind of finding the humor in the moment. So yeah, it was nicely written, nicely paced and directed, well edited. The actors did a good job. Nice use of score. Nice effect at the end with the guy getting hit by the car. That looked great. So, all right. So yeah, congrats on this, and good luck with it. I hope it goes well for you.
This was really great. I was definitely intrigued by the visual quality that they went for here, and I don't know how much of it is due to the lens, the camera equipment that was used, or in post production, the coloring. But I just really enjoyed that look, and I thought it was such a good choice for this film. Given that it's a sort of zombie apocalypse genre turned on its ear a little, just by virtue of being humorous. That sort of like Shaun of the Dead vibe. It's really, really well written. I think the performances are delightful. It's a smart little concept. Great location there with the house. But yeah, I was really intrigued again by the visual quality, and I just gave a cursory look online to try and find out a bit about it and how it was produced. Couldn't find anything, but yeah, I really enjoyed that look, and everything that came with it. Good work.
The Cheshire Zombie. I love everything with zombies. I'm a big fan of horror movies and zombies and stuff like that. So I thought that where they were filming this, the locations that they chose, the cinematography that they did, their sets were just absolutely perfect. Going through the woods, you kind of knew right away. It kind of gave you the sense of suspense. I thought your actors were really good. Everybody was doing a really good job in this. I loved the stunt at the end with the car hitting him. That was something that was done so beautifully, I absolutely gasped. And then I started to giggle. So great job with that. The only thing that confused me was the beginning, the title, rather, of what this was, the Cheshire Zombie. I don't know. I guess a part of me was like, well, is it happening in Cheshire, England? Is it going to be a British zombie film? Or is the main antagonist a disappearing cat? So that was it was a little bit confusing for me, and trying to get out of that frame of mind and to be fully immersed in the story. My bad. So, but yeah, good job.
The Cheshire Zombie, being the opening of being chased through the woods, very suspenseful. We see the zombie eating the remains only in shadow. I love the drone scene of them running with the credits. It was super cool. It definitely sets the tone of where we are. Then the funny comes because they're making light of these very serious apocalyptic moments. You have the friend who is clearly bit by the zombie, but it isn't your traditional, zombie that you see on The Walking Dead. He looks very normal outside of this, huge bite. And he's having a conversation, trying to convince them to let them in. And then, you see this banter of, him kind of revealing that, like, okay, I really just want to come and eat your brains, and them kind of, not wanting him to come in, partly because he may be a zombie, partly because he may be annoying. It just was really well done. And I love the juxtaposition between the intensity of the opening and the lightness of the end.
This piece explores what if you had an annoying friend and would you bring them along with you in the apocalypse? This is a zombie comedy. Who knew there would be a lot of traffic, and the apocalypse is the Chekhov's gun, subtly nodding towards the end of the short. The trio have quite the chemistry together as we get to learn about our zombie before we even get a chance for them to banter back and forth, as he is most certainly been eaten by a zombie, only for him to show up on their doorstep. And as they interrogate him, if he's been bitten or not, it's only more along the lines that they don't want to actually let him into the house, only for it to be revealed that he actually has been bitten. The jokes get really personal in this piece, showing the deep relationship between and shared amongst the characters here. They hold down most of your attention throughout this quirky piece.
All right, I just finished watching the Cheshire Zombie. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I thought this piece was pretty funny. It had an interesting twist on a very classic horror trope in terms of zombies. And this is a genre that often is used to mind for comedy, but I thought they tried a really an interesting take by having the central zombie figure be someone who appears to be unlike any normal zombie that you would typically see in this construct. I think it created a sense of humor and a dynamic between the leads that was believable and that was easy to get into. And I thought that the short time frame really contributed to having the conceit work in a way that wasn't betrayed by sort of dragging it on too long or making it seem ridiculous. I think it was the right balance of absurd, funny, self-referential. It was just a piece that clearly had an appreciation for the genre that it was operating within and knew where to go for comedy. And I thought that the lead actors in particular had a very natural interaction dynamic that helped contribute to why the piece was able to stay balanced both comedically and in the early parts where it was following sort of classic horror setups and tropes. So it was a good piece for me. I enjoyed it, and I thought that it had a pretty good sense of humor that was easy to get into over a short period of time. So it was a good piece for me.